Okay, so in this video we're going to be covering on how to quickly make a very simple Glock or gun with all of the moving parts ready for doing some simple basic rigging. But we're just going to go through just the modeling today. I'll have another video on just creating a rig for that this particular gun. Okay, so now we currently got our environment, or our 3D space here. Okay, we need to get a reference to make a gun. It makes things a little bit easier. So all I'm going to do is just quickly click and drag. Oh, wrong video, wrong one. Don't need that one. Need this one. Okay, so again, at the moment we need to line things up so it makes things a bit easier to view and see. So I'm just going to change the positions and the rotations all to the correct. I'm going to zero everything, and then on the x-axis I'm going to rotate it to 90 so it's nice and flush, and I'm just going to scale this up again so it's just a bit nicer to work with. We're not going to worry about scale in this particular video, we're just practicing modeling and everything like that as well. So what I'm going to do is go into this particular view. I'm going to go into the corner so I can get the full side-on view, go into this icon here, the filter, and turn on the selectable view so we can icon so we can go over our empty, so our images are empty, and we're going to just turn that off so we cannot select it as well. I am going to also double check in the data properties for this particular image that side is selected on both, so no matter where I'm looking I can see the image as well. Okay, so let's get into modeling this. So again, when modeling we always want to start off with the basics and creating very simple objects. Okay, so we don't want to go into anything too complicated, adding in too much geometry too soon. Okay, so all I'm going to do is just going to move this up to here so this top line is in line with the main body of the weapon. And just remember, having a bit of knowledge of how these weapons work is going to be very important, because if we look here again, this silver element of this weapon is going to move back when shot and everything like that as well, and then also the trigger here is going to be moving back and forth as well when we pull the trigger. So we need to make sure that all these different elements are also movable, but also don't forget about the magazine as well, because that can be removed for reloading and everything like that as well. But we also need to make sure we model all the internal bits as well, so again when that is removed from the main weapon, that we actually can see the full magazine being removed as well. Okay, now let's get rid of all of these doodles of what I've done as well. So just making sure, again, we can't just model and go stamping on ahead. We need to think about how everything is going to be made as well. Okay, so we just need to keep that in mind. So first things first, I'm just going to make sure I'm bring these bits and pieces up to exactly roughly around like this. And now I'm going to press 3, and now you should be able to select the individual dots for the individual faces as well. Okay, but first of all I'm going to move things into position of exactly how I want it, like so. Go back into 3, and then I'm just going to extrude down, and then just move things into place exactly how I want them. Again, so far I'm only using very little geometry to get the basic shape of what I want. I'm going to add in a new loop cut using Ctrl R and trying to create some of that basic curve and that flat face there as well. From here I'm going to extrude again to the tip of here, pressing 1 to go into vertices and move this up here again, just to create that basic kind of signature look there. I'm going to Ctrl R again, move this into position again like so, and all we're doing is just getting the basic shapes as well. Okay, just always keep that in mind. Now again, from here we're just going to select this face and extrude along the very bottom of our weapon, so we're just basically creating the supporting strut for the main barrel. Now that we have this, we can see oh, it's playing around with me. So again, as you can see, we've already got a basic, really basic gun shape. Okay, so now we're going to add in 2 more loop cuts using I'm not going to do that particular way. Just going to loop cut, so Control R, left click, then Control R, left click again, like so. Then I'm going to extrude down, Control R again to bring in this. So again, creating another little bit of geometry, so then I can extrude it along here, in line roughly to the grip. Control R again. Now we've got an area where we can now move our face. Oh, that didn't work. Okay, delete those faces there, and let's try this again. Okay, I'm going to extrude, make sure we have the face and grab the face, moved it to, like so it's overlapping, roughly like that, and now I'm going to delete those 2 faces by box selecting. I'm going to press verts, so again pressing 1, then pressing M to merge, and by distance, and then just go open up this menu down here and slowly increase your merge distance, so you can merge all 4 vertices together, and it should look like that. Okay, and now from this point on this particular bit, all we're doing is just adding a little bit more geometry, moving things around, so again we're creating the shapes that we want. Okay, and if you can see, I am not left clicking, I am box selecting all of the vertices while I'm in wireframe mode, just to play nice, get that basic shape. And again, this is only going to be a prop that we're going to be using for rigging, so it doesn't really need to be hugely detailed. It's just something that we have, and just practicing using some blueprints, so on and so forth as well. Okay, so once we have some of the basic shape that we're looking for, let's move all of these over. Control R. Again, this is probably not going to be the most not suitable, but most efficient model, but the main thing is we're just getting the basic shape that we're looking for. And once we have it roughed around like this, then we can tab that out as well. Okay, we don't want to edit and move and scale this down just yet, because what we're going to do is quickly bring in a new box, so Shift A as a completely new object as well, move this up here as well, go into edit mode, Shift Z to go into wireframe, and all we're doing is just moving our vertices into the right areas and shape, like so. Okay, you can spend a little bit more time adding more details like the iron sights, but right now, again, we're just going for a very basic model here. So now we're going to add in a cylinder, like so. Again, we're not really going to be capping off the edges or ends again, but I might as well put in a triangle fan as well. But then all we're going to do is going to be rotating this on my y-axis. Okay, it's not like that. Rotate on the y-axis by 90 degrees. Okay, so reason why I'm doing that on the y-axis is because, again, that's where my pivot point is going to be. Then I'm going to scale this down. I'm going to scale this on using Shift X, scale this down to make a bit more of a barrel shape, and place that around here. Again, changing changing and adjusting the size as needed, like so. Okay, then I'm just going to control, nope, that is not the one I wanted to press. Control A, all transforms like that as well, and then just move things back, go around the front, Shift A, press 3, select everything like so, pressing I, then extruding inward like so. Okay, so now we've got a very basic shape like so. Now we just need to create the magazine. So again, Shift A, bring in a new box, hold on, scratch that, Control Z, make sure you're in object mode, Shift A, then bring in a box, scale it down to the size that you want, Control A to all transforms because I was editing the shape in object mode, go into edit, and all we're going to do is grab the top. Again, I'm going to go into, nope, Shift Z, grab the top, inset face slightly, and then go back into view, keeping that inset face selected, extruding up, and then moving that inside here. And then that is us having a magazine, just how we want it, like so. Okay, now select all of your no, actually, scratch that. I'm forgetting the trigger. Sorry about that. Going back and forth. Go back into object mode. Press tab in this point and move your object to, so your corner of this object is where the origin point is. Pressing tab again, moving that roughly where the trigger would pivot from. Okay, then go into edit mode, and from here we start moving things around. And trying to create that shape. Okay, of the trigger. Extrude down again, scaling on that axis. All we're doing is just creating the basic shape that we require and need, and that is it. Okay, so as long as it's functional, that's the main thing. Just move that up a bit, so again we have a little bit more space to move and animate. Again, rotating this, moving exactly how we want it, and that will do. Okay, now, taking me a while. I'm going to quickly just scale this in ever so slightly, so again we don't get that little texture glitch. Then we're going to scale, or grab all of the objects apart from the cylinder, because that's already been scaled correctly, and we're going to scale all of this on our y-axis to make it a little bit more, you know, gun width. Okay, and now we have, and if I hide this empty, we have a gun. And now when we go to rig it, we can move all the individual pieces exactly how we need to as well, like so. Okay, and that is how you really just quickly create a riggable weapon as well. If we want to go for like bows or anything like that, that will require a little bit of a different workflow, but again, for right now, for any of my students, this is all you really need right now for your first assignments in first year. Okay, but we'll leave this here. Again, if you have any comments or any questions, please pop them down in the comment section. I will try to get to them as well. Okay, hope you found this useful, and I shall catch you all later. Toodaloo.